Alright guys, we need to talk about Altlayer on the channel for the first time. Now I do want to go ahead and say that I don't hold any of this coin personally. I was actually airdropped this a long time ago and I sold it at 25 cents guys. I made 68 bucks and this was on January 25th of 2024. I sold it 1 minute after the open guys. And yeah, Upbit actually announced a listing today, so this is why you're seeing this surge. It surged over like 100% here, as you see, as is written, guys. So yeah, we do need to jump into this. Now, I'm not going to say if this coin is good or bad. You know, a lot of people were very high on this coin at the time it came out, guys. You know, but yeah, it's a year and a half later and we find ourselves at 3.5 cents. Now, we do have a W pattern here and the target has actually already been reached, but this is a weekly time frame. As long as we seal a weekly candle over this 4-cent mark basically, then this has the chance to continue up to this target, which actually, you know, I don't believe it would stop here. If it did continue and break this resistance here at about 4.85 cents, I do think it would even trickle up to about 7.3 cents up here before finding some resistance probably. Now, I do want to look at the volume here real quick, guys. Let's see how much volume is down here in this visible range. Now, I need to zoom out, and it's not that old, so it doesn't take too long. But it actually goes up pretty high. It went up to like 70 cents, as I said, guys. And let's try to put this over. Now, you can see we are about right here. So we are coming into this second largest candlestick, as you can see. And once we get through about 6.3 cents, we can really surge up to about 9.4 cents. There's a lot lower volume right here between those numbers that I just mentioned, guys. And the point of control is up here at about 10.5 cents. Let's say 10.6 cents. So once we get by this, the volume really drops off. Now there's a big gap right here at about 20.7 cents up to about 29.4 cents. So this is a really big gap, guys. I do think once we clear the, what is this, about, let's just say 12.5 cent mark though, we're really going to go on a run with Altlayer. Now, let's take a look at the Bollinger Bands. I do want to see if they are pinching, and I want to get rid of this to make it a little bit more clear. Now, wow, okay, the weekly time frame, if we zoom in, guys, this is actually pinching. So this is very, very narrow. Now you can see here, it was even, we can say, pinched together a little bit, and it did get a little bit of a run here, but this is very, very pinched together. I do think this is about to see a big pop. Let's look at the daily time frame. Now, the daily time frame is actually pretty narrow, but it is widening up a little bit here, but it's fairly narrow. So yeah, I do think this can get another big pop according to the weekly and daily time frame Bollinger Bands. Now, looking at the RSI and the Stochh, guys, this actually looks pretty good on the weekly time frame here. It's pointed pretty heavily to the upside on both here. Now, daily time frame also same, really pointed pretty heavily to the upside. So weekly and daily, the longer term time frames look excellent. 4-hour time frame, it is actually coming back down into neutral territory, and the RSI is kind of riding the line. So 4-hour, not so great. The 1 hour actually looks okay. It does look like it's about to turn back up to the upside here. And RSI is slowly moving up. Now, 15-minute time frame is a little bit overbought here, but it's kind of moving sideways on the RSI. So mostly, the RSI and the Stochh look pretty good. The shorter term time frames, not so much as the long term time frames. But in my opinion, this is probably going to do something like a U and probably come up. And once it breaks this neckline, guys, I think that's when it makes that next move up. Now, as of this moment, guys, Altlayer is up almost 50% today. Now, it was up, like I said, 105% earlier. But yeah, it has cooled off just a little bit, and that's actually pretty good. That's what you want to kind of see. And you want to see it hold strong here. Now, max supply is 10 billion. Circulating is only 3.5 billion. So that actually isn't too bad, guys. The all-time high, like this says, is about 67.6 cents. But I think on some exchanges, maybe even Binance, it went up to about 70 actually. Now, despite all this negative news lately, guys, you can see that Bitcoin is actually moving up pretty strongly today. It's moved up almost, what, $3,000 or so, $2,500, and it's breaking through many resistances. And yeah, I mean, it's moving strong to the upside. But let's see if it can break the next real resistance up here at about 109, and then you have a daily at about 109.5, guys. So after that, there's about one more daily to break, and then it's back to all-time highs. So on the CME, guys, as long as it breaks, 111.460 here on CME, on a daily time frame, that will be good. I do think we'll get continuation then. Now, Ethereum is kind of in a channel, guys, and at the moment it's fighting this midpoint of this channel. So let's see if it can move up a little bit more and seal the deal. And we do need to break several resistances. Now, 27.16 is the next resistance on a weekly time frame. Then we have to get out of this Fibonacci, guys. After that, it's going to come up probably to this channel, the top of the channel, as well as this line here at 28.35, and then you got 29.12. Now, I don't think I have anything marked off after that. I probably need to mark some weekly resistances later. But let's not get too far ahead. Now, the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, it is actually in a channel too. And right now, it's struggling to get above 1.19 trillion. It has hit it today, gotten a little bit of a rejection. Not too bad, though. Let's see if it breaks it today. Now, the dominance is coming down slowly. But again, guys, I don't want to say this is a win, because every time we have several days here, and it looks like, hey, maybe this is the end, or even this, guys. This was massive. And, we kind of got excited, but I did say back then it probably would find support here, and it did. So let's see what happens here. There's still this line of support here at about 64.54. There's 5 more hours on this candle to go. It can very easily end up green. Now, the dollar index is red again today. But I do feel it's probably going to consolidate like this, maybe a couple more days at least. Now, the monthly returns, guys, we do need to kind of look at this. And June, typically, it's a break-even month. Right now, you can see it's the average is minus 0.1. So that's nothing. That's break-even in my book. July, guys, is about a 7.5%, upside on average. But August, it's not much more than break even. So summer shouldn't be too bad, guys. The worst month is actually in September, but the last couple of Septembers we've actually had pretty good. So, that's the outlook for the next several months probably. Now, we've already had 3 consecutive, or actually 2 consecutive green months. We're working on the 3rd, but we are already halfway through this month, so let's see what happens. Now, the quarterly returns, guys, I do want to go up here and look at this. Ethereum has pretty much taken back everything it lost in Q1. And Bitcoin, of course, it's almost tripled what it did, lose in Q1. Now, the fear and greed, guys, 61 today. Yesterday was a 60, so we did go up just a slight bit here. Now, the altcoin season index, let me refresh this again. Okay, we did go up to a 22. You just saw that it was at a 20. Now it's a 22. So that's good, but still we're way down, and still it's Bitcoin season, unfortunately. Now, the bull market peak indicators, 0 from 30 have been hit, still 100% hold. The best indicator, in my opinion, is the Pi Cycle Top indicator, guys. And the orange line is curving up, but this green line looks like it wants to outrun it to the upside. Now, tomorrow, economically, guys, we don't have that much, but we do have industrial production. We also have some retail sales. And we do have Atlanta Fed GDP now, Q2, so not too much. Core retail sales also is here, but it's really not too much, guys. If I rate it from 1 to 10, I'm going to say it's probably a 3 or a 4 tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see a lot of volatility. Now, Moodix today, guys, so far we have, a green day. The news that has been registered today is positive mostly. The week is also positive, the month is still positive, and the year is still positive now. Well, not still, actually. I think it just became positive. recently. So it's starting to look a little bit better, guys. Although we do have this war, and you can see that these past couple of pieces of news have been negative. For the most part, we've been getting a lot of green news today. So I like what I'm seeing today. Now, the FedWatch tools, it actually flipped from the other side where they said that we're going to raise back to a cut. Now it's 0.2% only. But basically this was on the other side saying that there was going to be a raise earlier today. So this just keeps flip-flopping back and forth, but mostly it looks like we're not going to get a cut at all. Now, according to Truflation, guys, we have 2.08% inflation. That's probably due to the oil going up because last week, before the war, it was basically about 0.9 to 1.94, something like this. But yeah, 1.96 maximum, but now we're seeing a little bit of inflation, probably due to the oil prices. Now, today looks pretty good. A lot of things I would say are about, on average, maybe about 5% up if you look at this. We do have a couple of reds, a few reds basically, and but for the most part, we are looking pretty good. Now, if you want to stake your Ethereum or anything else, guys, go to Coinondo. They may have Alt here. Let's just check it real quick. But you can see 62 deals found for Ethereum there. But let's see Alt real quick. Altlayer is here, and it did find 6 deals. So in Binance right now, they're giving you 51%. Now, this is so you don't sell it. So it's kind of a trick because they say, if you see this, then you're less likely to probably sell it because you're going to try to make more Altlayer. Now, it's totally up to you if you want to sell it. But eventually this will come back down. It's not going to stay here forever. As long as this volatility is there, they will keep this raised. But as soon as the volatility stops, then this will go down immediately. So you do have other options here. So keep that in mind. And anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, guys. Check out some of the deals, that I have with the exchanges below. I really appreciate those that have used my link. And of course, I do get a little bit of commission, guys. It helps, keep me motivated, helps keep this channel going. And yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.